morning, Sangeeta ma'am here. Today we are going to deal with the grammar topic nouns. Before that, let's discuss the sentence. What do you mean by a sentence? Sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. Okay? Sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. It means group of words are there in the sentence which are arranged properly, that is giving a complete meaning of the sentence. So these words which are arranged properly in the sentence, these words, different words, are categorized in different categories, and these categories of the words, they are known as parts of speech. The different parts of speech mainly are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition and interjection. Let's start with a noun now. What is a noun? As in the previous classes already we have done, noun is a name of a person, place, idea or a thing, and it is also known as a naming word. Okay, let's understand this with the help of an example. Rahul is a good athlete. Here Rahul is a person. Okay, Taj Mahal is a beautiful monument. Here Taj Mahal is a place. Honesty is the best policy. Honesty describes the idea. Here I have got a glass bottle, and here glass bottle is a thing. So all these bold letters, they are the nouns because they are denoting the things like person, place, idea or thing. Now let's move on to types of nouns. There are different types of nouns like proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. Let's deal them one by one. First of all, come to the proper noun. Now, name of a particular person, place or thing. This is known as proper noun. Particular person here means when we are talking about something specific. Specific what? Some specific person, specific place or some specific thing, then it is known as proper noun. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Rahul has a big bag. Here we are talking about a person who is Rahul, and he is having a big bag. It means that specifically we are talking about a person Rahul here. So Rahul here is a proper noun. Paris is capital of France. Here we are talking about a particular place, Paris and France. So this both are proper noun. Again, let's move on to the third example. Rajasthan is a sandy area. Here we are specifically talking about a place which is sandy, and that is Rajasthan. So Rajasthan here is a proper noun. Next example, the Ganga flows from Himalaya. Here Ganga and Himalayas both are specifically named. It is a name of a river and of a mountain. So these both are a proper noun. Now let's move on to the common noun. The name we give in general to the person, place or thing. Means commonly when we are calling some person, place or thing in a common name, in general name, those are common nouns. Like boys are hardworking. Generally here we are talking about the boys, not some particular or some specific boys here. A specific group of boys or some particular boys. Here in general we are talking about that boys are hardworking. So it is a boys is a common noun here. Again in the second example, lions will never eat grass. Again we are talking about the lions. The whole, in general we are talking about the lions, not about a particular lions. In the third example, a dog is man's best friend. Here we are talking about the dog, not only about any one particular dog, but about the dog, and that is man's best friend. Again, man's means any man it can be, friend again any friend it can be, not someone very, something very special or someone very special. So again this dog, man's and friend, it is a common noun. Let's come to the fourth example. Players were playing football. Players here, it is a common noun because we are not specifically talking about which players we are talking about. Players, it can be any players like football players or cricket players or any other. Okay, now let's move on to the collective noun. What collective noun means? Collective noun refers to a group or collection of same kind of things. When it is in groups or if it is kept in a collection, that is a collective noun. Then what kind of things? Same kind here means same kind can be of a person, same kind can be of a place also, and same kind can be of a thing also. Let's understand this with the help of example. A pride of lions, here a group of lions, a band of musicians, a bouquet of flowers, a bundle of stick. Some more examples are given here, just have a look at them. A band of men, a cast of actors, a stack of librarians, a sentence of judges, a galaxy of beauties, a bevy of girls, a choir of singers, a hack of smokers, a colony of gulls, a brood of hens, a flight of birds, a flock of turkeys, a group of guinea pigs, a litter of cubs, a kennel of dogs, a sloth of bears, a batch of cakes, a bottle of milk, a bowl of rice, a box of cereal, a can of soda, a carton of milk, a cup of tea. These are some collective nouns. Other than these, some more are there which you can find in your textbook. Now let's move on to the material noun. Name of materials or substance of which things are made of. Already we know that things are made of some materials. So if we are taking the name of those materials in the form of nouns, it can be from a natural resource also, from animal or from plant also. So those are material nouns. Let's see the example. Gold is a costly metal. Here we are talking about a gold. Obviously it is a material. Door is made up of plastic. Again plastic is a material. We run a steel company. Again steel here is also material. So all these nouns which are in bold, they are material nouns. Now let's move on to the abstract noun. Nouns that cannot be identified from one of our five senses. What are our five senses? Touch, taste, see, hear or smell. If we are not able to touch anything, we are not able to see anything, we are not able to taste, we are not able to hear, we are not able to smell, then those type of words which are in a form of noun, they are called as abstract noun. Let's understand this also with the help of an example. Rohit is an intelligent boy. Here we are talking about the intelligence of Rohit. Intelligence you cannot touch even, you cannot see even, you cannot hear even, you can just feel it. Okay, so here it is an abstract noun. Our friendship will last forever. Again, our friendship will last forever. Friendship here again means that you are not able to do the action on the friendship, or again you cannot able to sense it from your five of the senses. So again friendship here is an abstract noun. Hunger made the farmer weary. Again hunger here is also which cannot be touched with your five senses or smell, or you cannot hear it even, you cannot smell it even, you can just feel it. So these words are abstract noun. Now formation of abstract noun from verbs. How we can form the abstract noun from the verbs. First we are seeing it from the verbs. Okay, first is by adding ment. Let's see the example. Enjoy, enjoyment, pay, payment. Second one, by adding ance, guide, guidance, ignore, ignorance. Third one, by adding ence, refer, reference, interfere, interference. Next one, by adding al, try, trial, refuse, refusal. By adding sion, admit, admission, decide, decision. By adding tion, act, action, prevent, prevention. Next one, by adding y, assemble, assembly, discover, discovery. By adding ure, close, closer, fail, failure. By adding age, waste, wastage, pack, package. Next one, by adding t and th, that is complain, complaint, grow, growth. Now, formation of abstract noun from adjectives. We have just now done formation of nouns from verbs. Now from adjectives. First rule is by adding NESS. Good, goodness, aware, awareness. Second, by adding ity. Example, real, reality, equal, equality. Next one, by adding ance or ence. Example, ignorant, ignorance, absent, absence. Next one, by adding cy, ry, ty. Urgent, urgency, brave, bravery, cruel, cruelty. Now, formation of abstract noun from nouns. Okay, for that the first rule is by adding HOOD. Let's see the example, child, childhood, man, manhood. By adding SHIP. Example, friend, friendship, owner, ownership. Next one, by adding CY, agent, agency, vacant, vacancy. Now, nouns can further be classified as, you can again classify the nouns apart from the five types of nouns that we have seen, that is countable noun and uncountable nouns. Now let's discuss the countable noun first. Nouns which can be counted. From the name itself you can identify countable noun means that you can count. Let's see the example. Seema has 8 pencils. Here 8, obviously you can count it. Mohit has 2 dogs. 2, yes, it is countable. I have 3 bags. 3, again, yes, it is countable. Now again, 2 categories of countable nouns. Countable nouns are again further divided into 2 categories, and that is singular and plural form. Let's see the singular form. If there is one and only one person, place or thing involved, then it is in singular form. Yes, singular means one only. Okay, and how you can identify or how you can see that it is only one? Before that it is used a, an, and the. Okay, let's see the example. The bird flew away. The bird, here we are talking about one bird. Okay, a dog, here we are talking about one dog. A dog is man's best friend. Here means one dog, here we are talking about. An apple a day keeps a doctor away. An apple means one apple every day, means it will keep doctor away. Now, the second category is of plural form. If there is more than one person, place or thing, then it is in plural form. Means plural means more than one, that is plural. Let's see this with the example. The birds flew away. Birds, here we are talking about not a single bird, but it can be 2, 4, 10, any. Okay. Now the second one, the monkeys started eating bananas. Monkeys here means not only one monkey, it can be more than one. Now again in the third example, the thieves put the jewels in the bag. The thieves here means more than one. Okay. Now some rules are there for plural nouns. What are the rules? Add s to form the plural to most nouns. In most of the nouns, at the end of the word we are adding s, like girl, girls, apple, apples. Second one, add es to the noun that ends with ch, sh, s, x or z. Let's see the example. Bench, benches, dish, dishes, bus, buses, box, boxes, quiz, quizzes. Now the third rule is, for noun that end in y with the consonant before the y, change the y to I and add es. Here you have to see that the word should end with y and it should be preceded by a consonant. Then what you have to do? You have to skip y at the end of the word, and after that you have to add ies instead of y there. Let's see the example. Candy, candies, puppy, puppies. You can see here before y consonant is there. candy. D is a consonant. So we have skipped y and we have changed it into plural by adding ies. Same with the puppy also, we have skipped Y and instead we have written IES at the end of this word when we have changed it into plural. Okay, let's start with the fourth rule. For nouns that end in Y but it should be preceded by a vowel, then what we have to do? We have to add S at the end of the word. But here we don't have to skip Y. Okay, let's start with the fourth rule. For nouns that end with Y but it should be preceded by a vowel, and what we have to do there? We don't have to skip Y, but instead we have to put S at the end of the word when we are changing it into plural. Okay, let's see the example here. Toy. Here the word is ending with Y, but before it is, that is the word which is preceding the Y, that is a vowel. So we don't have to skip Y here. Instead what we have to do, at the end of this word when we are changing it into plural, here we will be adding S. Okay, same for the next also. Monkey, monkeys. Now come to the next rule. For nouns that end in F or FE, drop the F or FE and add VES. Any word which ends with F or FE, then we have to skip that F or FE and instead we will be writing VES at the end of the word when we will be changing it into plural form. For the example, LOAF, loaf, LOAVES. Here we have skipped F and instead we have written VES. Second example, KNIFE, knife. Here we have skipped FE and instead it is written VES. So it has become knives. Now come to the next rule. For nouns that end with a consonant before an O, add ES. When a word ends with O and it is having a consonant before it, means when it is preceded by a consonant, then when you will change it into plural, at the end you have to write ES. Okay, same with the next also. TOMATO, tomato. Next example, tomatoes, when we are changing it into plural. Come to the next one. Some nouns change the spelling of the singular noun. Here some words are there which is completely changed by changing the spelling of the word but not adding anything to the end of it. Okay, like child, here the word will become children, mouse will become mice. Okay, next rule is some nouns when it is changed into singular to plural form, the word itself changes. Like child, it will become children and mouse will become mice. Next come to the next rule. Some nouns use the same singular and plural form. Some nouns are there which remain as it is in singular form also and in plural form also. For example, fish remains fish in plural also, deer remains deer in plural form also. Now let's move on to uncountable nouns. Things we cannot count using numbers. From the name only it is understood that things that we cannot count comes under the category of uncountable nouns. We can use some or any with them. Obviously some or any is used for uncountable nouns. They usually do not have plural form. Okay, mostly they, because they are uncountable, so they are counted as one, so no plural form is there for them. I love listening music. Here music, you cannot count music. Have you got any rice? Rice, here you cannot count rice. This news is very important. Again, you cannot count news here. So these all will come in uncountable nouns. Now some exercises are given here. Now what we have revised, okay, let's see up till here what we have done. We have done nouns, types of nouns, proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. Countable and uncountable noun, singular and plural noun, changing singular to plural noun. The rules for changing singular to plural nouns. Now again some exercises there. Identify noun and state what type of noun it is. You will be doing this. Give 3 abstract noun for the following. Again you will be doing this. All these exercises, 4 exercises which is given in this slide, you will be doing this in the notebook, and some of the exercises will be sending you through PDF from extra marks that will be given to you, that you have to copy from your extra marks, and you have to write in your notebook. Okay, meanwhile you will be doing these exercises. We'll meet in nouns part 2 video, in which we'll be discussing about the nouns which can be used in gender and the noun case. Okay, till then, bye.